Welcome to our exploration of the food chain, one of nature's most fascinating systems. The food chain is a sequence that shows how each living thing gets its food. It's a vital mechanism that connects all living organisms, from the tiniest plants to the largest predators. In this video, we'll break down the steps of the food chain, explain how energy flows, and reveal why every link is important. By the end, you'll see how this invisible web supports life on Earth and keeps ecosystems balanced. Let's begin our journey into the world of food chains and discover the secrets behind nature's connections. Food chain is a linear network of links in an ecosystem, starting from producers and ending with top predators. It demonstrates how energy and nutrients flow from one organism to another. Imagine a simple chain: grass grows, a rabbit eats the grass, and a fox eats the rabbit. Each step represents a transfer of energy. Food chains are everywhere, from forests and oceans to your backyard. Understanding this basic concept helps us appreciate the delicate balance that keeps nature functioning smoothly. The base of every food chain are the producers, usually green plants or algae. These organisms have a special ability. They make their own food using sunlight, water, and carbon dioxide through a process called photosynthesis. Producers are essential because they convert solar energy into chemical energy, forming the foundation for all other life forms. Without producers, there would be no energy for the rest of the food chain. They truly are the starting point for the flow of life. Next in the food chain are the primary consumers. These are usually herbivores, animals that eat plants. Think of rabbits munching on grass or caterpillars feeding on leaves. Primary consumers play a crucial role by transferring the energy stored in plants to higher levels of the food chain. They are the vital link between the plant world and the animal world, making sure that the energy captured by producers is passed along. Secondary consumers are animals that eat primary consumers. These can be small carnivores or omnivores, such as birds that eat insects or foxes that hunt rabbits. By feeding on herbivores, secondary consumers help control populations and keep the ecosystem balanced. They also continue the flow of energy up the food chain, ensuring that each level supports the next. The top of the food chain are the tertiary consumers, often known as apex predators. These animals, like eagles, sharks, or lions, have few or no natural enemies. They play a key role in maintaining the health of ecosystems by controlling the populations of other animals. Without top predators, certain species could become too numerous, leading to imbalances. Tertiary consumers are the final link in the food chain, but their influence is felt throughout the ecosystem. Decomposers, such as fungi and bacteria, break down dead plants and animals. They return vital nutrients to the soil, making them available for producers to use again. Without decomposers, waste would pile up and nutrients would be locked away. These tiny organisms are essential for recycling matter and closing the loop in the food chain. Their work ensures that life can continue generation after generation. Energy flows through the food chain in one direction, from the sun to producers, then to consumers, and finally to decomposers. At each step, some energy is lost as heat, so less energy is available to the next level. This is why food chains usually have only a few links. The flow of energy shapes the structure of ecosystems and determines how many organisms can survive at each level. In reality, food chains rarely exist in isolation. Most ecosystems have food webs, which are networks of interconnected food chains. Animals often eat more than one type of food, and many species are part of several chains. Food webs show the complexity of nature and highlight how changes in one part can affect the whole system. They help us understand the resilience and vulnerability of ecosystems. Let's take a closer look at photosynthesis, the process that powers producers. Plants use sunlight, water, and carbon dioxide to create glucose, a type of sugar, and release oxygen as a byproduct. This process not only fuels the plant but also provides food and oxygen for other living things. Photosynthesis is the engine that drives the entire food chain, making life possible for all organisms. Herbivores are animals that feed directly on plants. They include creatures like deer, cows, and insects. By eating plants, herbivores transfer the energy stored in leaves and stems to the next level of the food chain. Their feeding habits also help shape plant communities and influence the structure of ecosystems. Herbivores are a crucial link between the plant world and the animal kingdom. Carnivores are animals that eat other animals. They can be secondary or tertiary consumers depending on their place in the food chain. Examples include wolves, hawks, and snakes. Carnivores help regulate populations of herbivores and other prey, maintaining balance in the ecosystem. Their hunting skills and adaptations make them fascinating members of the food chain. Omnivores are animals that eat both plants and animals. Humans, bears, and raccoons are good examples. This flexibility allows omnivores to adapt to different environments and food sources. By feeding at multiple levels of the food chain, omnivores help connect different parts of the ecosystem and contribute to its stability. Scavengers are animals that feed on dead or decaying matter. Vultures, hyenas, and some insects are classic scavengers. By consuming remains, they help clean up the environment and prevent the spread of disease. Scavengers play a vital role in recycling nutrients and supporting the work of decomposers. All food chains start with the sun. Its energy is captured by producers through photosynthesis and then passed along the chain. Without the sun, there would be no energy for life on Earth. The sun's role in the food chain reminds us of the interconnectedness of all living things and the importance of energy flow. As energy moves up the food chain, some of it is lost at each step, mostly as heat. Only about 10% of the energy from one level is passed to the next. This is why food chains are usually short and why top predators are less numerous. Understanding energy loss helps explain the structure of ecosystems and the importance of each link. Each step in a food chain is called a trophic level. Producers are at the first level, followed by primary consumers, secondary consumers, and so on. Trophic levels help scientists understand how energy and matter move through ecosystems. They also show the relationships between different organisms and their roles in the environment. Food chains can look very different depending on the ecosystem. In a forest, you might find trees, deer, and wolves. In the ocean, it could be algae, small fish, and sharks. Each ecosystem has its own unique food chains shaped by the plants and animals that live there. This diversity makes nature resilient and adaptable. In aquatic environments, food chains often start with tiny producers like phytoplankton. These are eaten by small fish, which are then eaten by larger fish or marine mammals. Aquatic food chains are vital for the health of oceans, lakes, and rivers, supporting countless species and providing food for humans as well. On land, food chains often begin with grasses or trees. Herbivores like rabbits or deer feed on these plants, and predators such as foxes or wolves hunt the herbivores. Terrestrial food chains are essential for maintaining the balance of forests, grasslands, and other land-based ecosystems. Humans have a significant impact on food chains through activities like hunting, fishing, farming, and pollution. These actions can disrupt the balance of ecosystems, sometimes leading to the decline or extinction of certain species. Understanding our role in food chains helps us make better choices for the environment. When new species are introduced to an ecosystem, they can disrupt existing food chains. Invasive species may outcompete native organisms for food or become predators with no natural enemies. This can lead to imbalances and threaten the survival of native species. Managing invasive species is crucial for protecting food chains. Pollution, such as pesticides or plastic waste, can enter food chains and harm organisms at every level. Toxins can accumulate as they move up the chain, a process called biomagnification. This can have serious consequences for wildlife and humans alike. Reducing pollution is essential for healthy food chains. Climate change is altering food chains around the world. Changes in temperature, rainfall, and weather patterns affect where plants and animals can live. Some species may decline or move to new areas, disrupting existing food webs. Protecting food chains means addressing climate change and its impacts. Organisms have evolved a variety of adaptations to survive in their place in the food chain. Plants may develop thorns or toxins to deter herbivores, while predators have sharp teeth or camouflage. These adaptations help maintain the balance of nature and ensure the survival of different species. Some species have a disproportionately large impact on their ecosystems. These are called keystone species. Removing a keystone species can cause dramatic changes in the food chain and the entire ecosystem. Examples include sea otters in kelp forests or wolves in Yellowstone. Protecting keystone species is vital for ecosystem health. Disruptions in the food chain can have far-reaching effects. If one species declines or disappears, it can affect all the organisms that depend on it. This can lead to population booms or crashes, changes in habitat, and even the collapse of entire ecosystems. Maintaining balance is crucial for the health of the planet. Bioaccumulation occurs when toxins build up in organisms over time. As these organisms are eaten, the toxins move up the food chain and become more concentrated. This can harm top predators and even humans. Understanding bioaccumulation helps us see the importance of keeping ecosystems clean and healthy. Healthy food chains support biodiversity by providing a variety of habitats and food sources. Biodiversity, in turn, makes ecosystems more resilient to changes and disruptions. Protecting food chains means protecting the rich variety of life on Earth, from the smallest microbes to the largest mammals. Food chains are not just important for wildlife, they also support human food supplies. Crops, livestock, and fisheries all depend on healthy food chains. Disruptions can affect food security and nutrition for people around the world. Sustainable practices help ensure that food chains remain strong for future generations. Even in cities, food chains exist. Urban ecosystems include plants, insects, birds, and mammals. Gardens, parks, and green spaces provide habitats for many species. Urban food chains help maintain biodiversity and offer opportunities for people to connect with nature. Conservation efforts often focus on protecting food chains and the species within them. By preserving habitats and reducing threats, we can help maintain the balance of nature. Conservation is essential for the health of ecosystems and the survival of countless species, including our own. When food chains are disrupted, restoration projects can help repair the damage. This might involve reintroducing native species, removing invasive ones, or restoring habitats. Successful restoration brings ecosystems back into balance and supports the return of biodiversity. Learning about food chains helps people understand the importance of every organism, no matter how small. Education programs in schools, museums, and nature centers teach about the connections in nature and inspire action to protect the environment. Awareness is the first step toward positive change. Technology can help us study and protect food chains. Tools like satellite tracking, DNA analysis, and computer models allow scientists to monitor ecosystems and predict changes. Technology also helps us find solutions to environmental problems and make better decisions for the future. Food chains are part of human culture, shaping our diets, traditions, and stories. Many cultures have deep respect for the natural world and the connections between living things. Understanding food chains helps us appreciate our place in nature and the value of every species. Healthy food chains support economies by providing resources like food, medicine, and materials. Disruptions can lead to economic losses, especially in agriculture, fishing, and tourism. Investing in ecosystem health is not just good for nature, it's good for people and businesses too. The health of food chains affects human health. Contaminants or diseases can move through food chains and reach people. Eating a variety of foods from healthy ecosystems supports good nutrition and well-being. Protecting food chains is part of protecting our own health. Sustainable practices help keep food chains healthy. This includes responsible farming, fishing, and resource management. By making choices that support sustainability, we help ensure that food chains can continue to support life for generations to come. Balance is key in food chains. Each organism has a role to play, and changes at one level can affect the whole system. Maintaining balance ensures that ecosystems remain healthy, productive, and resilient in the face of change. Famous example of food chain dynamics is the reintroduction of wolves to Yellowstone National Park. Wolves helped control deer populations, which allowed plants and trees to recover. This, in turn, benefited other animals and even changed the course of rivers. It's a powerful reminder of how one species can shape an entire ecosystem. Coral reefs are home to some of the most complex food webs on Earth. Tiny algae provide energy for corals, which support fish, crustaceans, and many other creatures. When reefs are damaged, entire food chains can collapse. Protecting coral reefs is vital for marine biodiversity and human livelihoods. In the Arctic, food chains are short but fragile. Algae feed tiny crustaceans, which are eaten by fish, birds, and seals. Polar bears sit at the top. Climate change is melting sea ice and threatening these food chains. Protecting the Arctic means protecting its unique food webs. Everyone can play a part in protecting food chains. Simple actions like reducing waste, supporting sustainable products, and learning about local wildlife make a difference. By caring for the environment, we help keep food chains strong and support life on Earth. Food chain is more than just a series of links, it's the foundation of life on Earth. Every organism, from the smallest microbe to the largest predator, plays a role in this intricate web. By understanding and protecting food chains, we ensure a healthy, vibrant planet for ourselves and future generations. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the mechanism of the food chain.